Greetings. Welcome to the Captive Desk. I didn't have any plans on doing anything tonight, but I came across this video today about predictions from God about the NFL, and I've watched it and watched it and watched it, and I'm not very clear on what the prediction actually is supposed to be. So I figured I would open it up and anybody wants to come on and help me take a look at this video. And while I was doing my stream last night with Leah, which we had a good time, I also hit 200 subs. So I wanted to thank everybody. So I thought I'd have a open mic. So anybody out there want to stop in? Come on in. In the meantime, I made this video because I've been looking for prophecies. I haven't gotten any, but I'm hopeful. So when I saw this one today about the NFL, I said, "Oh, I've got to check this out," because you would figure it has to happen in the next couple months with the NFL season. Not specific, but so I've had this little video up, and I'm just straight up asking that if you've got a religious text, um, tea leaves, tarot cards, whatever. If you can tell me something that's going to happen after the time you tell me, with a what, a where, and a when, that I want to hear it. So if you've got one, I want to hear it. I spelled it out real clear what I'm asking for, and they say it says by any means, dreams, doesn't matter. With any amount of specificity. I say straight up, just give me a prediction that happens after you tell me, and a novel prediction, not that the sun's going to come up or there's going to be earthquakes. We know that. And then the only condition would be, within my lifetime, because otherwise, what's the point, right? But I hopefully be around for 20 years. You got a 20-year window. And that's my video. So I am more than happy to accept, any type of predictions. I think that if somebody could predict the future, I want to know. I want to test it out. There's a lot of claims being made, but they're not always real specific.
Hey y'all. So I got a prophetic word and a word of knowledge about football this year, this season. This is what I saw from the Lord. I saw a vision.
All right, so I came across this video, and this is Troy Black, and he has a prophetic vision from God about football. Now, I'm a football fan. I know not everybody is. Some of you are. It's all good, whatever you like, okay? But immediately it catches my eye. NFL, let me see. I'm going to read it exactly. God told me what's coming this year to the NFL. Will you see it? Question mark. This year. Okay. So we've got something that's going to happen pretty soon. Okay. And this is God. Of course, God is always very interested in sporting events. Not so much on other things, but so God is talking about football. And I guess Troy has God's ear. So I've watched this, like I said, I've watched this, and I can't figure it out. So I'm hoping somebody will help me out. I've got it broke up, and we'll take a look here.
Of a football player, American football, like the NFL. And then I heard the Holy Spirit say, football will take a tumble this season.
Football will take a tumble this season. I'm okay. Football players take tumbles, I guess. I don't know.
And then I heard this phrase, Green Bay Packers.
All right, well, if my son's watching, he likes the Packers. God said Green Bay Packers. There we go. There's going to be a tumble and Green Bay Packers.
And I got this impression of like a lineman and a running back. And then I heard this phrase, situational comedy.
Situational comedy. In the NFL, I'm not following the string there. It's one of those strings that goes all over the room and everywhere and never leads anywhere. Went from football to Green Bay Packers to situational comedy.
But I got this impression in the sense of dark humor.
It's going to be dark humor. Now, not everybody appreciates dark humor. Sometimes it's, some people do. Okay, I'm not going to say one way or the other. Dark humor about football with the Green Bay Packers.
So this is not necessarily something that's actually funny. It's just strangely funny in a sense. And then I heard this phrase, forever fever.
Forever fever. Now, I often hear God's word is clear, but you know what? I'm having forever fever. Now, if it was forever cold because it's Green Bay or something, maybe. Forever fever. Okay.
And then I saw a vision of a teaspoon being held out as if someone was about to take medicine from it. And then
A vision of getting medicine.
I heard the phrase, take your medicine. And then I heard the phrase, wipes out reserves. And then
Take your medicine. Wipes out reserves. So here's a problem. Does God not speak in complete sentences with a point other than just throwing out little couple words? It gets better.
I heard Football Hall of Fame. Some of the legends will come out of hiding to make a statement and come back into the limelight once more.
Why are football players in hiding? I don't understand why football players are in hiding. And they're going to make a statement. And they're going to come back into the limelight once more. The only thing I can think is he's seen some of these commercials that are running lately with the retired NFL players. And they're kind of making light of, hey, let's go play again. And then they have a vision of getting decked. And no, maybe not. Funny commercials. But this is like one of the first times where it's like a sentence. They're going to come out of hiding to make a statement. And then again, that can be anything. Retired athletes are on shows and stuff and into the limelight once more. Well, again, maybe they could be a coach or one of the newscasters, entrepreneur. I don't know. I think this thing could mean about anything.
And then again, I heard that phrase, forever fever.
Forever fever is repeated. Forever fever. What's a forever fever?
not even sure what that means, but
Well, we agree. I'm not sure what it means either. If God's talking to you and you don't know what it means, what good is it doing anybody, really?
just trying to be obedient and share what the Lord asked me to share. I believe we're going to see something.
He's being obedient. God's telling him, you've got to tell everybody these things. This is vital.
The impression I got was that we're going to see something that's going to happen that has to do with all.
We will see something happen with all these things in one sense or another.
I'm not even sure what that means, but I'm just trying to be obedient and share what the Lord asked me to share. I believe we're going to see something. The impression I got was that we're going to see something that's going to happen that has to do with all of these things in one sense or another.
That's a good one. All of these things are going to happen in one sense or another. Sure. I don't think that's divine wisdom or anything, though. Okay. We're gonna keep going.
While I was hearing this word and seeing these visions, I was feeling the intense glory of God, just the weight of his glory over me. And I heard these things during a time of worship when I was just spending time with Jesus, and I was worshiping the Lord and I was just setting my eyes upon him. And the Lord began to speak to me about this phrase, take your medicine. And a lot of times in the world, when someone says it's time to take your medicine, they're talking about taking a punishment without complaining, right? Or in movies, oftentimes you'll see one person about to beat somebody else up, and
somebody's going to get beat up because they deserve it or some kind of punishment. But he's kind of happy about somebody getting beat up, I think. So somebody's going to get beat up. Probably.
they'll say it's time to take your medicine, right? They're about to experience a beating that they apparently deserve, or they seemingly deserve.
I'm not sure they deserve it. I don't know if anybody deserves a beating, but okay.
And this is what the Holy Spirit began to speak to me about. I heard the Lord say this earlier. He said, some of my people are only sharing half the message. They are prophesying truth without love.
Some of my people are only sharing half the message. Probably.
See, it is not our job as Christians to share truth apart from love. And if we're sharing truth apart from love, you know what's actually going to happen is all of our work is going to be in vain. Let me say that again. If we're sharing truth without love, all of our work is going to be in vain.
And now he's getting really, really serious, because what he just said from the Lord is very, very serious. You see how serious he is? He's serious. He's getting serious. Look at those eyes. Those are serious eyes, okay? And he's telling you, this is serious.
If we're trying to get people to change by taking their medicine of the truth, but we're unwilling to love them in that process, it's not going to do any good, not going to do them any good, and it's not going to do the kingdom of God any good. This is 1 Corinthians 13, 1-2. It says,
And then he's going to start going into a bunch of Bible verses.
I speak with the tongues of mankind and of angels. He's talking about these supernatural gifts from the Lord.
Now, you're not supposed to understand what he's saying here, Mike. Okay? This just nothing in any of this is about football. It's and he's just going to get all emotional about Jesus. Okay, it's supposed to be about predictions for the NFL. So this little end part here, I only put on there to show that it how he finishes it out. Okay, what's happening, AR? And then he gets very, very emotional. So I put down there that he is crying because you can't really tell because I got it sped up. But he's very emotional that Jesus died 2,000 years ago. There you go. That was a bunch of Bible verses. Thank you very much, AR, and I appreciate all of you. Now, I'm lost. Now, he does prophecy often. He's got a lot of them. And normally I don't pay too much attention. But it was football. And maybe let me know how my team's going to, my team's doing all right now. And I don't want to say anything to jinx it or anything. But maybe he's got some insight on the football, right? So I had to listen to it. And I just don't get at all what he's trying to say is going to happen with the football, with the Packers. With a fever, with Hall of Famers coming out of hiding. And then somehow that all ties into only some of the Christians are speaking the truth. And I've got them all wrote out. So again, he says, this is God telling him, football will take a tumble this season. And then God said, Green Bay Packers. And he got a sense that it's a situational comedy with dark humor. Then there's going to be a forever fever. It's happening, Beck. And you're going to have to take your medicine. Hey, John. Wipes out reserves. Now, are these reserve football players? Or is it supposed to be about their money? What are the reserves? See, this is my problem when God's speaking. It doesn't seem to be very coherent. Now, says Football Hall of Fame, and some of the legends will come out of hiding. Now, why are football players in hiding? And I've got the if anybody wants to come in, you can come in. I got the link pinned. I believe it should be up there. It is. The link is pinned if you want to come in. Trying to figure this out. But some of the legends will come out of hiding to make a statement and come back into the limelight once more. And okay, I don't know what, I don't get the hiding part. I can see coming out of retirement, but why he thinks football players, or why God, well, God says football players are in hiding. Why? I just have no idea why football players are in hiding. And then it's the second time that God says forever fever. Twice. This is repeated. Forever fever. But with, I mean, I'm kidding with the Green Bay Packers. You know, it's cold. You know, I just what could that possibly mean? Forever fever, and got to say it twice. It's important. Forever fever. Now, I can understand if these things maybe were broken up or something, but this is all supposed to be about the NFL and what's happening this year, which we got much of the year left. It's the 20th. We got 11/20, 12/20. We got 2 months and a handful of days left, right? And this is the kind of prophecy I'm looking for, something that's going to happen soon enough to, you know, that we're still alive to see it, right? And all these things are going to happen. I went a little bit too far. Okay, yeah. Now once they come out and they're back in the limelight, here's this one's good too. We will see something happen with all these things in one sense or another. Now that's good prophecy. I gotta say that's good prophecy. Brett Favre gonna come back? I don't know if you heard me earlier. I was mentioning they've got the commercials out with a lot of the retired players sitting back watching the game and thinking, hey, maybe we could come back. And then they envision themselves getting decked and being out of breath and everything. And they're like, no. But this is good prophecy. I mean, this is good, solid prophecy. We will see something happen with all these things in one sense or another. Oh, from God. Okay. Now I'm trying to take this serious, but this is God. This is prophecy from God. We will see something happen with all these things in one sense or another. Yeah, no. Okay. And you got to take your medicine. Now, whoever it is out there that's messing up, it's happening BS. What was I saying? Oh yeah, whoever out there's messing up, is it UBS? It might be. BS is usually looking for trouble. Somebody's deserving of a beating, according to Troy here, and you're going to be getting what you deserve. And then the religious part at the end. Some of my people, this is from God. This is the Christian God, John. Troy's this is Bible God, Christian God. So Troy's talking to the Bible Christian God. And that God is saying, some of my people are only sharing half the message. They are prophesying truth without love. Again, that's good, solid prophecy, right? I mean, some of my people, which means some Christians, are only sharing half the message. Well, we often kid that they don't read the Bible, right? So this is a gimme, okay? Some of my people are only sharing half the message. They are prophesying truth without love. Now, I don't know what the truth is here. I know Christians like to reference the Bible as the truth. So if that's the truth, and they're not doing it right without love, and that's some of them, sure, that's a gimme. What it has to do with the NFL predictions, I don't know, because like this is the end of the summation. Okay. I don't think there's anything else, is there? That's the end of God's word. So I don't know what's going to happen with the NFL. I I had my hopes up, that I was going to find out, some inside info or something, right? Maybe some good news. Maybe it's one of those things, right? That what is it that you never know when God's going to step in, works in mysterious ways. Maybe I just saw this video and I was supposed to watch it because God knew that the football part would catch my eye. So I watched it and I got real confused. So I said, you know what? I got to make a video. I got to hop on right now and I got to say, hey, man, this is how God talks to you all the time. Because he does these videos. He talks to God all the time. And he's not alone. Lots of people talk to God all the time. And I don't know, maybe they're talking to God. Who knows? Right? But I didn't get nothing, nothing. The only thing that was cool was Green Bay Packers because my son's a cheesehead. So Hey, man, if you're watching, and you better be watching, you tell me you're watching. You better be watching. God is interested in the Green Bay Packers. Now, of course, there's, everybody always jokes around that God's more interested in sports than starving children. And maybe God is. Maybe God just doesn't care. And he's got a lot riding on the football game. So that's where the priorities are. Okay, who knows? All right. But, I mean, really, this is the best you got for prophecies. Anybody in the chat got a good prophecy? Can you give me a better prophecy than Troy has done here for the NFL? Anybody got some insider information? I got the link pinned. Anybody wants to come in? I'm just hanging out. This caught my eye, and I wanted to hop on because I hit 200 subs. I don't know if it's going to hold because YouTube likes to giveth and taketh away. Who knows what it'll be? But for 24 hours, I've had 200 subscribers, and that's really cool. Appreciate everybody and appreciate all the views and everything. That's really neat. And, I try to do my little thing. Little information, a little opinion, a little bit of humor. Try to keep things light. Some things are real serious, and sometimes you just got to, lighten it up a little bit, Always appreciate Deconverted Man and his sense of humor. I'm got lots of things going on. Gonna have a Grassman show for Halloween on the 25th. See, I said Deconverted Man, and there he is. What's happening, brother? I was just saying, I always appreciate your input and your humor. And so I did my interview with Leah last night. That was really nice talking with Leah. Always enjoy talking about Ken Ham and having a few chuckles at his expense is always my kind of conversation. So I appreciate Leah stopping by yesterday. It was a lot of fun talking to you. And Deconverted Man, you want to pop on, the link is up there. We can take another look at the video. It's really short, but maybe you got enough string you can pin it all around your room, and try and connect the dots on this thing for me. Yeah, Leah was great, Beck. And it was great. It sometimes it's the small world thing is really cool because, I got connected up with Seth, and then Seth got me connected up with Leah, and just, it was really neat. So Deconverted Man.
Captive Dusk.
Good to see you. I think my internet's a little better. Hopefully I fixed my computer. I haven't had any problems since last week, so I apologize for the little incident there. I got the circle of death.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Dave died, and this one guy's like, oh, that was sad when Dave died at the end. I'm like, yeah, well, these things happen.
I was getting
I
happy.
took that one down anyways. That particular hangout. Sometimes I'll take them down if they're didn't work out or whatever.
Yeah. I was doing so much stuff and moving so much stuff around. My hard drive was all jammed up, and I was like, oops, no wonder I got kicked off the internet. So moved all of my projects back off of my main hard drive, and everything's working a lot better. Amazing.
That's good. So what was this need string? Wait, I got some comments here.
You wanna go through the video again?
What? Which? What?
This NFL prophecy. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen with the NFL.
Oh well, somebody will win and somebody will lose.
Yeah, but this is from God.
Oh, well, then definitely somebody will win and lose.
And check out my cool AI. It's got Jesus on there. See that? Right on the guy's name on there. That Jesus playing football.
Hey,
I don't
y'all.
know anything about
So I got a
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to know anything about football because I don't think Troy does or God does, because I mean, just see if you can, it's real quick. Here we
prophetic
go.
word and a word of knowledge about football this year, this season. This is what I saw from the Lord. I saw a vision of a football player, American football, like the NFL, and then I heard the Holy Spirit say, football will take a tumble this season.
How about that, Deacon Verdeman? God says football's going to take a tumble.
That's a joke. Because they tumble in football.
They tumble and they fumble. Maybe he meant fumble.
Yeah.
Which
There's a lot of these YouTube channels that are putting out God says X lately. They're just proclaiming that God has said whatever. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. Just say that God said whatever, and get some views, and people watch them. Like, yeah, God doesn't want you to scroll past this video.
Yeah, I see. Sub to Tobin. Yeah, Tobin's an early riser. Anybody's an early riser. Tobin likes to do his show early in the morning. So check it out if you're an early riser.
And then I heard this phrase, Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Now that said, that's all cool. That's my son's team. God's picking the Green Bay Packers. I don't think the Green Bay Packers are going to do anything amazing this year, but who knows? This is from God.
I got this impression of like a lineman and a running back. And then I heard this phrase, situational comedy.
A lineman and a running back. And I'm guessing that's a collision there because trying to go through the hole up the line and lineman's creaming him. And that's funny, but not really funny. It's dark humor.
So God supposedly is telling him all this in a dream, or
he's got.
How does he know it's God telling him this and not just a dream?
Because he's a prophet.
Oh, does he take requests for dream interpretation?
I don't know. I know he does a lot of prophetic videos.
And need a link for this channel.
Normally when I'm listening to him, it just, kind of half listening, you can watch this and watch something else at the same time, right?
What is it? Can you put the link in the private chat so I can go to it?
I got it coming up here for you.
Cool. I mean, it's kind of the, if I say enough vague things and some of them happen to be true, then, people will think I'm a prophet.
Yeah, this is Troy.
I will only care about the football or the halftime show if Weird Al is at the halftime show. Then I will actually care. Until then, don't care.
Hello, Al. How you doing? Yeah, this is Troy Black. This is Troy Black. And Troy Black has, let me see.
Oh, bunch of subscribers.
400,000 subscribers, and this video's got 11,000
God told me what's coming this year to the NFL.
this year.
God
That's
showed me
right.
this. God told me this. God told me this. Strange.
See, and I'm looking for something that isn't going to happen like in 1,000 years, right? And
Yeah.
this year means only another 2 months and a handful of days. So this is something that's happening pretty soon. And it's football. I like football. You don't like football. Not everybody likes football. I like football. So that's the way it caught my eye. It's like, oh, he's talking about football. And the only thing I've caught so far is Green Bay Packers.
Are they playing?
Well, they didn't play last week. They had a bye week. So
Oh.
they will be playing this week.
Does he at least say?
But I got this
win or
impression-
lose?
Nope.
Yeah.
in the sense of dark humor. So this is not necessarily something that's actually funny. It's just strangely funny in a sense. And then I heard this phrase, forever fever.
What's forever fever? Is there like a forever fever plague or something in the Bible or anything? Does anybody know? Is that like religious something or
No. He's just
No?
making up. He's a false prophet. He'd be shunned as a false prophet in Christianity, or he should be.
because I never heard, the phrase, it's not like burn forever or forever fever. I don't know. But you got to take your medicine.
And then I saw a vision of a teaspoon being held out as if someone was about to take medicine from it. And then I heard the phrase, take your medicine.
But he's going to explain that later. Is not a child getting a spoonful of medicine like in that cute little picture there. No. That he's going to explain that in a minute.
And then I heard the phrase, wipes out reserves.
Okay. What's wipes out reserves? Again, anybody?
I don't know. Is that a football thing?
You have reserve players, but usually your reserves aren't getting wiped out. They're that's what you call your bench warmers, right?
I don't know.
And in the NFL, he's talking NFL, okay? In the NFL, you can only have, 55 players or something like that. There's a limit how many players you can have. So you don't have a whole lot of backups, but you do have backups. Now, they got a lot of money. Now, if he's saying the NFL is going to be wiped out of all their money in the next 2 months, I don't think that's going to happen. Are the Packers going bankrupt? Well, the Packers are, that's the only team that's owned by the people. It's, what's the term? Somebody help me with the term. But the people own the Packers. It's not, what do you call it? Ah, man, I can't think of the word right now. My son would know. But so they would be really hard to be wiped out because they're not just like somebody that can just get, their company go bankrupt or something like that. So it wouldn't apply to the Packers would be the last one to go broke in that. So I have no idea what reserves are in reference to the NFL. And you're not going to wipe out, you're not just going to, people get hurt, but nobody's going to get wiped out. Nobody ever gets their teams wiped out. But we're going to have good news here.
And then I heard Football Hall of Fame. Some of the legends will come out of hiding to make a statement and come back into the limelight once more.
Now, why are football players in hiding? Does anybody know?
I didn't even know there was football players in hiding. I guess they're really hiding well.
And these are Hall of Famers because they're hiding so well. They're in the Hall of Fame.
I just threw everything he said into Chat GPT, and it's like, yeah, lack of specificity, subjectivity, ambiguity, lack of falsifiability, spiritual religious nature that's, appeal to emotion. It's just a bunch of nonsense, basically. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And in a vague
He
term,
doesn't have a way to contact him either. That makes me sad. I'd email him. I could maybe get him to interpret a dream or something. Oh,
well, maybe he's listening.
I
If you're listening, get a hold of Deconverted, man.
Yeah.
He wants to give you some logic on this.
Oh, I've got.
Some
I
lobsters.
totally know of a dream that he can interpret.
But like I said, what does this have to do with the NFL season or what's going to happen? Well, I don't see anybody coming out of hiding, but if somebody comes out of retirement, then makes a statement, well, who cares? That happens all the time. I mean, this is nothing.
The guy known as the Refrigerator will come out and join the team and play the best football ever. There you go. There's my prophecy. I think that guy might be dead, though. I'm not sure. I don't even know who that guy really is. I just know his nickname, the Refrigerator or Freezer.
Yeah, his name was Perry.
I don't know. That's all I know. I know that.
He maybe have passed away from being too big. I'm not. I'd have to look, but
that would be impressive. Zombie football.
Now that would be neat.
Throwing their heads around. Yeah.
Some of the old before they had hard helmets, back when they had the soft helmets.
And
Yogi Berra.
And what's his name?
Back when Cleveland was great and
John. And then again, I heard that phrase "forever fever."
Now, see, this is very important. It's twice. God said twice. There's going to be a forever fever in Green Bay with the NFL from the Hall of Famers.
Are you ready for a forever fever?
With reserves wiped out. You got all them strings running around your room over there? I can't see you. I have to take your word for it.
No,
I should have got a roll of string out.
There's nothing. I mean,
and I'm not even sure what that means.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, well, you're making it up, man. Why not make him something interesting? I don't know. Maybe you thought football would be a topic people. I mean, maybe he does have these dreams. Because I could make up better stuff than this. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But maybe that's all it was.
Behind him is right, at least. Do you think that clock is even working?
Oh, it's that whole 10 and 2 thing where it could be backwards, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The mugs say. I'm more interested in what he's got going on in the background. The book says stop something. I wonder what the book says. I wonder what that's about. Maybe that's what he wrote. Stop lying to people and other things you shouldn't do on YouTube.
Well, if you want to, I cut out the commercial that's in the middle of this thing. Where he's got a movie out about, I don't know, video movie, whatever he calls it, about CERN is actually a portal opening up for demons.
Oh, that's
and
true.
Everything.
That's all true. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently God told him that too.
But I'm just trying to be obedient and share what the Lord asked me to share. I believe we're going to see something. The impression I got was that we're going to see something that's going to happen that has to do with all of these things in one sense or another.
In one sense or another. Yeah, that's not vague at all.
Is that great prophecy or what?
We're going to see this in one way or the other. maybe there's somebody with a Q out there. Or a B, a L, M, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Oh, yeah, I got somebody's. Oh, glory be. Yeah.
That is solid prophecy. That could be right out of the Bible.
Tomorrow you will wake up and a bunch of stuff will happen, and then you'll go back to sleep.
In one sense or another.
Yeah, in one sense. So, yeah. So, even if none of this stuff actually happens, it happened in some sense. See?
Exactly.
Ah.
So, well, in some sense of the word, it was sunny out, even though it rained all day. There's a sense.
One of the players had fever. That was where it meant by forever. It didn't last forever, but it was but whatever you got to do to make it true.
He could have at least said Miami Dolphins. I mean, that maybe then I would have said, hey, how did he know I like the Miami Dolphins, right? But just because my son likes the Packers, that's already a reach.
Who would win? Like what score each team will have at the end, or some, But what is all this got to? I mean, what is this? Because when God talks to people, it's supposed to be. That's in fact when the Bible actually gives ways to know who a false prophet is. It's not uplifting for the church, and it's a false prophet. So this guy is definitely being a false prophet then, because nothing he's saying is related to God at all. Like, what does any of this have to do with God, or worshiping God, or understanding God, or Jesus better? None. So he's a false prophet. I'm just mad at him for being a false prophet. I don't care that he's saying bullshit. Yeah, it's like, I'll knock you down for being a false prophet.
That's a no-no in the Bible.
Yeah, beware. But because if you're going to be a prophet, you have to. Then the prophecies are meant to be about God or uplifting to the community, something that will help the church in some way, shape, or form. Something that will help an individual in the church. And so, what he's doing has nothing to do with any of that. So he's a false prophet. Plus, he's not, and you have to use Bible verses to back up your ideas, which he's not doing as well. So, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow, someone starting with the name M will take a poopy poo. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Namath. I'd like to see Joe play again. That would be great. I'm not saying he can, but that would be great.
If he took Ben Gay and rubbed it all over himself, that would be impressive.
Maybe we should buy Packers merch to profit off this prophet. Yeah, that's
Forever Fever. We should run an ad that says Forever Fever and have a number to call. It's like a 900 number. Let's see if anyone calls. Run an ad. Forever Fever cured by this
While I was hearing this word and seeing these visions, I was feeling the intense glory of God, just the weight of his glory over me. And I heard these things during a time of worship when I was just spending time with Jesus, and I was worshiping the Lord, and I was just setting my eyes upon him. And the Lord began to speak to me about this phrase, take your medicine. And a lot of times in the world, when someone says it's time to take your medicine, they're talking about taking a punishment without complaining, right? Or in movies, oftentimes you'll see one person about to beat somebody else up, and they'll say it's time to take your medicine.
He wants to see somebody beat up.
So is that for you though? Maybe that message was meant for you. It's time for you to get ready for that to happen. But why didn't God just say, hey, you're going to get punished? Why be vague about it if he's going to give you a dream?
And this is the NFL. It has to have something to do with the NFL.
Right. And then so does that mean it's time for one of the teams to take their punishment? Whatever.
Yeah, because this isn't about mankind this is supposed to be what's going to happen in the NFL this year. Now, even if you
in some way
call it this year as the end of the season, the NFL only goes into January, so it's still it's
November, December.
It's a couple months.
I mean,
that's it.
That's a huge thing, right? Who's gonna play in the Thanksgiving Day Bowl or whatever? Like, predict that or something. I don't know. This time around, they will fill the football with helium to make the game more interesting.
Hey, Tobin. What's Tobin got? Here's my prophecy for the NFL this year. There will be a Super Bowl. There will be 2 teams to make it to the Super Bowl. The team that will win the Super Bowl will be Broncos over the Saints.
Now,
All
see,
right.
there's a prediction. Yeah.
That's a prediction. But Troy wants to get somebody beat up. He's happy about getting somebody beat up.
Oh yeah, that happens in the movies. I can't think of any movie where that was said. Like, time to take your medicine.
But it should be.
It is time to take your medicine. Get to the shopper. I'm going to deliver a medicine to you. And by medicine, I mean my fist. Arnold is back. But this time, he's a doctor. Get well soon. Take 2 hits and call me in the morning.
He's divine, too.
Also, Arnold is a messenger of God in Dr. Christ. Coming soon.
So, yeah.
Also, he plays Football Fever forever.
So,
Dr. Football Christ coming soon.
Somebody's going to get what they got coming to them. And it's like, well, that'd be nice, but it doesn't always happen, you know.
Maybe
Right? They're about to experience a beating that they apparently deserve, or they seemingly deserve.
And he, again, not just punishment. He's big on somebody's going to get a beating that they deserve.
Yeah, maybe like during the football game, like a rabid fan runs out and breaks the kneecap of one of the players or something. You know, like the Tanya Harding or something, you know. Be one of those incidences and be like,
Usually,
but see,
usually
that's so
it's
great because like if the other team loses, you're like, oh yeah, that was their beating. They took their medicine. That was my
usually it's just a streaker for, and they take the cameras off and everything. They don't give them any glory or anything. So
I like watching when they have. I'll watch clips of the mascots, like the ones, especially the ones that eat the cheerleaders. It's like, yeah, I don't know. That's just cool. Like, I don't know why I like watching that.
was it?
Actually,
Is it the Falcons or one of them?
I don't
It's
know.
all
There's
bungee
more.
jumping out of the dome and everything and stuff. It's really cool.
I don't know.
Whoops.
You know, in England they call it soccer.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, y'all.
I wanted to get to the thing at the end. Here we go. All right, because I got it summarized here. So once again, we need to find out what God says about the NFL this year. This is not something, 1,000 years. This is God saying something that's going to happen with the NFL this year, which is only a couple months left, even if you take it to the Super Bowl.
Maybe you have to like transliterate this into Hebrew.
Oh.
And then like take Google Translate and be like, translate it to Hebrew, then Aramaic, then Greek. And
I didn't think of that.
Back to English again.
What
language
languages?
That is.
Yeah, what language is he hearing it in his head, right?
Yeah. Well, I think if you put this through Google with Greek, then which one is first? I can remember. Hebrew,
then Aramaic,
then
and
Greek,
and then you got some Latin thrown in there
maybe
too.
some Latin. Okay, we'll put that in, and then
Latin always sounds cool, I mean,
yeah. Latin. I mean,
Latin
if you're not
words,
praying in Latin, you're just.
It does.
Google,
it has an effect. It does. So does when they're summoning the demons and everything else. You got to have the Latin words.
Aramaic to Greek to Latin to English. Yeah, that's what I want to do. It doesn't know how to do all that. It's just like it gave up. Like it didn't even do that.
You're gonna overload it.
Yeah, it didn't like any of that. Hebrew. Okay, well let's just do it one thing at a time. Okay, so maybe it's just Green Bay Packers. Let's just start with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to know how Green Bay Packers fared 4,000 years ago.
Bay Packers. Okay, that into Hebrew. Okay, and then we'll take from Hebrew to what was the next one? Aramaic.
Aramaic.
I don't think that they have
Well, you could just take it to Greek.
Abrahamic
You can just
and
take it to Greek.
Armenian. Yeah, Greek is good enough. Greek.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay, then from yeah, sure, that's what I meant. Whatever. And then okay, wait, it just gives up on it. Wow, Hebrew to Greek, it's just Green Bay Packers. Like it can't do it.
God won't let you mess with the prophecy.
I guess not, man. It's like
But you can't have Hebrew with the Green Bay Packers.
why not? I just found it. I found it.
What were the Green Bay Packers 4,000 years ago?
I don't know.
What was a situational comedy 4,000 years ago?
Yeah, no. Hebrew into Greek just goes straight into Green Bay Packers. How disappointing.
okay.
So what else besides Greek? Let's see, Aramaic. No, that's Abraham. Arabic or Armenian. Isn't it Armenian? Isn't that something? I don't know. Let's do that. Okay. And then we'll take that.
Jesus
to
spoke Aramaic,
Latin.
but you also had whatever Rome was speaking and whatever Egypt was
that.
speaking, because they were all right around each other.
Yeah. Into Latin. Oh man. No matter what, pretty much you get Green Bay Packers back. You put in Green Bay Packers, you get Green Bay Packers. I can't get Google to screw it up. So there you go.
Well, ask your Chat GPT if forever fever is a religious thing.
Is forever fever a religious thing? Doesn't appear to be a term or concept commonly associated with any particular religion or religious belief.
I never heard of it either.
Oh man, but I put in Green Bay Packers, but I put it in the Hebrew, and it said something. I'm not sure what, but it said this. So now I'm going to put that into Google Translate. Yeah. Let's see what that means. Let's see. Let's see. Hebrew. Oh, man. Once you start... Oh, man. It's going backwards now. It's typing backwards. Oh, God. What the hell am I doing? Stop.
It's possessed. Oh, no. We summoned the demons.
Oh, Green Bay Packers looks like a Hebrew translation of the phrase Green Bay Packers. It's the name of a professional football team. But it said that in Hebrew. Like... ChatGPT knows Hebrew.
I mean, there's a lot of fans in Israel,
I guess. Take your medicine. Wipes out reserve. Maybe it's SCDHFFTUMWOR. Does that mean anything? No, I guess not. Maybe it's like an anagram. Green Bay.
You got to take your medicine. Well, that can be a lot of things too. It could be a reference to
greenback pears.
Somebody sick or somebody getting punished.
Or an anagram of Green Bay Packers is perk gay beer cans. Wait, gays can perk beer. Oh, we're on to something now. Gays
perky beer.
Beer. Okay, and then forever fever. You're gonna get something out of this eventually.
Gonna have to bleep it.
Baby. Let's see. For
And I don't have no idea what wipes out reserves would be have anything to do with football. Now I can see colloquially or metaphorically or however whatever you want to use the terminology that there's going to be a beat down and somebody's going to get what they deserve. It's like, yeah, you're going to go out and play football. You won't get what you deserve. It's going to be a beat down. But they always shake hands afterwards. It's not something they deserve or anything, but
hold on, Forever Fever is released as That's the Way I Like It in the U.S. It's a 1998 Singaporean musical comedy film written by Glenn Godot,
is it
starring.
dark humor?
Let's see. Let's see. The plot is in 1977, Ad Hoc, a supermarket employee in his 20s, desires to buy a new motorbike, though he does not have enough money. When Saturday Night Fever is released in Singapore under the title Forever Fever, he is inspired to enter a dance contest to raise money. Guided by his hero John Travolta and Bruce Lee, Hawk completes in the contest and fights against local bullies.
I don't sound like dark humor.
No.
That sounds pretty,
Grossed
at least in the middle,
800,000.
if not light humor. But
47% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
but no football, right?
No, there's no football.
Motorcycles, but no football.
But it's Singaporean, so maybe there's a clue there. See, you gotta figure out how to string all this together. See, Forever Fever led us.
I forgot my string.
Yeah, I know. It led us to that, which is like Singapore, right? So maybe we're supposed to translate green into whatever the bleep they talk. What do they talk in Singapore? What do they talk?
Well, you got to get back to Ohio because the Football Hall of Fame is in Ohio.
Okay, Mandarin Chinese, Malay, Tamala. Okay, I'm gonna go with Mandarin Chinese. That sounds good. So Mandarin English into Chinese. Yeah, and then we'll do like green. Maybe it's just green, which is Lust Day. Yeah. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's look up green. Okay, I looked up. I should share my screen.
Well, Green Bay is green.
Yeah. All right. I'm going down the rabbit hole. Here we go. Here, click on the thing. Share with me. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here's green. I found green. So here's green. That was like an image. Oh, look, green leaf. Green leaves. Green leaves. Yes, that means something. Green leaves song. What's that? Why did that pop up? I don't know. Green leaves of summer? No, that doesn't seem to be. Oh man, we went too far down the rabbit hole. We gotta go back. Maybe we gotta put in comedy or
You got to get back. You got to get back to NFL
NFL, right?
because this is
NFL.
it's got to be in the NFL.
Wait, after 12 years, he announced his retirement. So this is the guy that will come back. Yeah, he'll make a comeback. Yeah, so AJ Green stats. He'll make the comeback out of retirement. AJ Green pills because he's supposed to take pills. He was born in 1988. There you go. Who did he play for though? Bengals. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cincinnati.
So maybe we're supposed to find his Twitter. Yeah. And then, oh, wait, AJ Green. Oh, we found him. Is this him? I don't know. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh wait. Okay.
Does he have a fever? Is he bankrupt? Or what were the other things? A fever or bankrupt?
Anything to do with what else was it? Mandarin. Yeah. have seen from God message on YouTube that is you about is of the yeah. All right. Good. Post that to him. Yes. Yes.
There you go. You got in there.
I got it. I figured it out. I'll let you know when he gets back to me.
Okay, let's see. What was the other thing? Yeah, and they're gonna make a statement. Let's say yes, but it can't be just one. It says some of the legends. That's plural.
There'll be
So,
more than
so
that.
it's got to be more than just green. So it has to be more than one green.
Multiple greens will come out. I'm not even
Gotta
sure
be
how it got
multiple.
green at this point.
Yeah. Well, maybe the fever gives them multiple greenies. I have no idea what the statement could be, though, that would bring them back into the limelight. Unless one of them declares themselves Jesus or something, which is possible. But that forever fever, that's what's important. And it's not a religious thing. I don't know what it could be in football. But it's very important that God says forever fever twice. So we shouldn't discount how important these two words are. Forever fever with football players, somehow, with Green Bay, with NFL Hall of Fame. This is why I was like, I was so disappointed. This is once again, and I've asked numerous times for people to give me a prophecy, and they either dig something out from the Bible or from something like a horoscope or something, and it all reads the same way. Something's going to happen.
You've seen the Bob Barber thing that I did ages ago, I'm sure.
I mean, something is going to happen.
Yeah, at some point.
That's just.
Yeah, something somewhere will happen eventually. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Now, and it's amusing and everything, but again, what do we have here? 400,000 subscribers. And this is less than 24 hours. This thing just went up, okay? Less than 24 hours, 11,000 views. Now, did he just trick everybody with the clickbait and put NFL in there? Is that what it's up to? He just fooled 11,000 of us because he got me. Otherwise, what are they getting from this?
That's it. Just views.
And there seemed to be just really wants to get somebody beat up and repeats somebody getting beat up because they deserve it. And that was repeated. And then it ended with some of my people, which would be the people that believe in the Christian Bible God, some of my people are only sharing half the message. They are prophesying truth without love. And
is 12 people enough for a baseball team?
You need 9.
Okay, so Jesus could have done a decent baseball team,
Yeah, you can get away
not
with
a football team. You need more people, I think.
you can get away with 9. With football, you need at least 11 if they play both ways.
Oh, okay. Well, then there. Okay, I didn't know that. See, I thought it was more people than that. So okay. Mm. I wonder how like if we're gonna do like an NFL fantasy thing, like Jesus and the disciples will be the team. Um, I don't know all the placements that you put people on or anything. How would they do? Like Jesus, the benefit of Jesus is he can walk over water. He can come back if he gets killed, but only after 2 or 3 days. Um, he can heal anyone instantly, like, but only from things like blindness or, he can only do the miracles he did in the Bible, basically. So, I don't know how much of an advantage that would actually give you. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if he'd throw better or run better.
Well, I mean, they walked everywhere, so I mean, they certainly have stamina. But they do have sandals, so that's going to give them a disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't want to be around guys that are 250, 275 with cleats on when you got sandals. That's going to leave some scars. That will. But I do like the AI Jesus I
Also
made though.
now,
I mean,
here now,
that is a pretty,
if somebody on your own
it's a
team
cool looking
deliberately
Jesus.
screws your team over, does that get you some benefit in football? Because at least one of the players on Jesus's team will eventually trade to the other side, betray Jesus to the other side.
Well,
Right.
that
So
was Pete
Judas,
Rose. That was Pete Rose in baseball.
so Judas, like like if he deliberately, like, he'll be like deliberately tripping Jesus every opportunity he gets, and eventually the coach will have to I guess the coach just has to throw out that player. Like, but if they can prove that that guy was paid by the other team, well, then that would like cause the game to be
Well,
uh something.
blockers, yeah, a blocker doesn't have to throw a block the right way. You could
Mm,
block them right into you and you get squashed. So,
mm,
yeah, that's why I often say that everybody on a professional team sport should get paid the same because you need everybody on the team. You got
yeah.
one player that's out of step, it's going to affect everything else.
I don't know. Maybe we should, because I don't know anything about football. Maybe instead we should have all the characters of Jesus's disciples be drawn up as D&D characters. Yeah, there's a thing. That's something I understand. Like you'd be a wizards.
That's something for AI to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I put in Jesus playing football, and I got Jesus playing football here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got an extra S in there, but I thought that was kind of unique, so I just let it
Let's
go.
see.
But yeah, there's Jesus playing football. If you want to know what Jesus looks like playing football, let me see. Where's that? Was it? There we go. Clear it up a little bit there. There we go. Jesus playing football. But my team's doing pretty good this year. My Dolphins are doing pretty good. We're like 5-1, I think. So all hail Bigfoot. Everybody stays healthy. We've got an offense and a defense. So it's nice for a change. Got a quarterback, got a coach. Not everybody gets shuffled around every year and big mess we've had for a while here. So hoping for a little cohesion. Everybody's sticking around for a little while, and so far so good. So hope your teams are doing good too. Unless it's somebody we're playing against, then tough.
All right. So here's what, because I don't know any of this stuff. So the quarterback's Jesus, because he could turn water to wine, so he's sure to turn tight games into victories. I'm not sure what the two, how that's linked, but he's
Well,
leading.
if he was a carpenter, he might have a good arm. So
Running back is Peter because he's the rock of the team. St. Matthew's wide receiver. Won't drop any passes. Wide receivers, John. Tight end, James the Greeter. Kicker is St. Thomas, known for skepticism, but apparently he can make crucial field goals. Why not? Didn't know that. St. Andrew is a strong and fearless defender. St. Philip, speed and agility make him a valuable asset for tackling. Sure, why not? I didn't know he had speed and agility, but whatever. Saint Bartholomew can defend against any Hail Mary pass. I would think that would be like Jesus's mom's role. Saint Thaddeus is a whatever. Saint James the Lesser, known for his endurance. All right. His size and strength.
Coach Moses.
Yeah, Coach Moses can guide the team through victory. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Moses was a military general or whatever, right? So that would follow.
Yeah, now this is more my style. Paladin, cleric, bard, monk, yeah, rogue, fighter, sorcerer. Oh, he even give me a quest, the Divine Dozen.
Now there you go. The Jesus and the disciples would be the Dirty Dozen. Now, there's a good parody.
Respect. Hell no, I'm not.
That's a classic movie.
Oh man, it's great. Good times. Anyways, what was that? What was that movie that was based on that Chick track? Oh, it was so good.
Well, I got to say that Mr. Troy Black, your
Dark Dungeons. That's what it was.
Your ear of God is weak sauce, man. Got my hopes all up. I was like, oh boy, NFL. Dang, clickbait. That's what he did to me. That's what he did. He's having a good laugh about it. He's saying, I got that captive desk, the NFL clickbait. Watch me. That's what he gets for summoning demons.
All right. All right. You can watch the entire thing on YouTube. Excellent. Pretty sure it's not supposed to be up on YouTube, but whatever.
Well, I guess the verdict is once again, these prophets are weak. They don't have anything other than a bunch of nonsense. Let me down. Still no takers on my video. I've had my video up for a while now, and nobody's posted on that either. And everybody that mentions prophecy, I say, hey, you got a prophecy? Let me have it. And then I don't hear nothing. So I'm often disappointed. And I'm disappointed again. And I've been trying to get my telescope out, look for aliens and UFOs, and the weather just doesn't cooperate. I gotta get a weather spell out here. I have to get a hold of Tobin again, and we're gonna have to do a weather spell. We're gonna have to do a backwards rain dance, whatever it takes. Something to clear the skies up.
Did you play the chat? Wow. CGP Gray. Man. He posted a video, play rock, paper, scissors against him, but it's really like It's not really rock paper scissors, more like a coin flip. But because Ty loses, I'm instantly tied him. So I'm like, oh, I guess I lost. Oh, that sucked. But interesting thing. The hypothetical in it is like if everyone in the entire world played this game against him, that eventually either one person would win all of it or nobody could ever win because like the odds of that is like insanely stupidly high or something.
How many dimes would it take?
Yeah. Well, he said you talked about he did it. He did the coin flip. Dawkins or Richard Dawkins did that in a science lecture. He said, flip a coin and however you won however many flips, and that's the odds against that or whatever it was. It's like,
Oh, that Justin Briley that just left Unbelievable. He has that video where he was rolling the dice to prove God, and everybody was debunking it.
oh,
I think that was the last time he made a video.
if you roll a loaded die, you can get it to be whatever the result is every time. Right? I have 3 dice here that are very magical. They've been printed to be a certain thing every time. So yeah.
I got a few magic tricks. I've got a box that it shakes the die one flip at a time. So depending how many times you shake the box, it'll come up what number you want as long as you keep track of where you started.
Mm.
Each shake is one turn. So if you say, okay, I'm going to shake it up, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, it turned 4 times, you could tell exactly what the die is going to be. Pretty neat how the tricks work. I said when I was a kid, if I had a couple bucks, it was burning a hole in my pocket, I was off to the magic shop. And that part of not being a believer, I put a little bit on with magic, because when you start learning how easily people can be fooled by just about anything, it really opens your eyes to how easy it is to fool people with just about anything. Even when they know it. Even when you know you're being fooled and you still get fooled. But yeah, he's trying to get some, I'm disappointed. No demons. Now I'm not going to get a hold of Hugh Ross yet, because to be fair, I wanted to get the telescope out, because they said that with the telescope you can see UFOs, and I haven't had a really good opportunity yet. But once I get the telescope out, if I don't see some UFOs, I'm gonna have to contact you and let him know.
All right, this one's simple. How many times does the white team pass the ball? So how many passes are made for the white team? All right.
13.
All right. That's it? Nothing else happened? You didn't see the moonwalking bear?
Oh, it's one of those with something in the background.
Oh, it wasn't in the background.
Oh yeah, it went right through. Yep, there it is.
Right there.
Yep.
You weren't paying attention to that. Yeah.
That's it. I know what I saw. You can't tell me I don't know what I saw. And I repeat it all the time, and Trees and I repeat it all the time on our show. We do not, and talking about religion too. I don't discount people have experiences. I don't discount people seeing things or hearing things or anything else. But Did your eyes get fooled? Did your ears get fooled? Yeah, like something like this, you know. Look at this. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah, you didn't see it at all, did you? No.
Yeah, 'cause you're focused on the one thing. You're not, you're not paying attention. Uh,
And magicians exploit that. They know exactly how to do that. And they can do it right in front of you. I heard somebody just who was it? Somebody was talking about magic, and yeah, right in front of you, up, you know, nose to nose, you know, with the street magician or whatever, they have you up on stage, and right in front of you, he can put an egg in his mouth. And then then he's gonna take the egg back out of his mouth. You know he put the egg in his mouth. You know he didn't have the egg in his mouth because he was talking prior to that. But he or she, they know exactly how to distract you to put that egg in the mouth so that he can go and pop the egg back out of his mouth. And you don't see it. You know it's coming. You know it's coming, and you don't see it. It's just exploiting those blind spots in the eyes and with the brain, and then how to trick everything. It's really neat. I had a lot of optical illusions in my magic tricks. It's nothing. It's just the design or the pattern, and you move it, and it messes with your eyes. It's nothing you can do about it, even though you know it. So, if I wanted to see, last I checked, it's been 24.
There's the person swap too, where you can, if you go up to somebody and like you hold up a paper or whatever, and you're like, hey, where, there's a map, and where am I? How can I get wherever? And then you switch with somebody else. Like most people won't even notice that you're not the person. They started with.
My son and I watch Penn and Teller's Fool Us together, Tobin.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Did you see that one guy? I don't know how. It's just my life, and he had this like hugely long routine. It was great. It's insane.
And you hear them; they spend years perfecting that stuff. It takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah. I like the one that pissed him off. That was great. He's like, "How dare you?" Because they had just done that very trick, and he does the trick that they had just done. Danae Dora's, however you say his name. So I was thinking of.
One of the ones I like was the gentleman that was legally blind.
Oh yeah, and they didn't say anything. He's like, "Here's this," and they're just like, "Yeah, we have no idea how you did that." And then the guy, he had no hands, and he did a card trick, and they were just like, "Yeah, we don't know." That's, I mean, everything's with how to do it if you have hands. It's like whatever the technique wasn't that. So yeah, but Danny Ortiz, I think. I'm not sure how to say his name, but yeah, check that one out. That trick is cool.
And I always like when they have the ladies on too, because it's good to see more diversity with the magicians and not just being assistants. So it's always nice when they take the lead role too.
I like Allison Hannigan.
Allison's great.
Better than the British guy that was there for a while. Yeah. I don't know. But I have a trick that I want to try to get on that show. I don't know how you would even do that, because like I'm pretty sure they'd figure it out like instantly, because it's so easy to figure out. But that wouldn't matter, because it's just like the whole thing is a setup for a dumb joke. So none of it really matters.
That's why when I first saw Penn and Teller was when they would come like on the late shows, and they like to do the tricks that were just all over the top, and they had the the knitting needle through the forearm trick, and the blood was just squirting everywhere, and it was just all over the top and stuff. And I was like, oh, I love these guys.
Yeah. All right,
It was
I
a
gotta
long,
go. I'm done. My energy's gone. All right.
yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man.
Take care, everybody. Figure out what's inside the box. Bye. Oh wait, that was the other video I did. Never mind. Bye.
Always good talking, Deconverted, man. Yeah, so I was disappointed. Doesn't look like I got anything good to tell you about the NFL other than go Dolphins. Otherwise, somebody wants to talk about something, you can hop on. I got it. I got the link up there. You want to chit chat about something? Otherwise, yeah, I covered that pretty good. Went through it twice. I went through it. I watched it a bunch of times, and then I chopped it up. So I watched it again while I was chopping it up. And then I watched it again at the beginning. And then I had Deconverted Man on, and we're looking at it again. And then I summarized it at the end, and I looked at that and looked at that. Now I have no idea what's going to happen with the NFL this year, other than something's going to happen. And that is solid prophecy. If you're going to do prophecy right, don't be specific. Because one of the things that will burn you, like the prophets that said the orange man was going to be reelected, they got egg on their face because they were too specific. What they should have said was, what's going to happen in the election? They should have said, something's going to happen. In some sense of an election having a result, and then they would be safe. But if you get specific, you're going to get burned. And yeah, like I said, I was checking, and it's been like, let me double check. It's been like 24 hours, and it still says 200 subs. So I don't know how long that's going to last. I say YouTube, you never know. We'll pull some. I'll be back down into 199 again or something. But that was pretty neat. While I was having my discussion with Leah yesterday, it clicked to 200, and I was, oh, that's pretty cool. So it still says 200. So that's really neat. Appreciate everybody that watches and all the subscribers. Much appreciated. And always appreciate talking with Deconverted Man. And we've done some videos together, and that was fun doing that. And everybody's doing a Shroud video. I heard Ember's got a Shroud video coming out. I heard Tux has got a Shroud video. Maybe he's going to have to split it up because it's got so much. And I did a Shroud video. And there's been a couple different videos I saw recently talking about the Shroud. It just won't go away. So something about it, again, the big argument really is we don't know how it was made. And it's like, yeah, we don't know how it was made. So there you go. But, it's just take it from there. It doesn't mean anything. But, yeah, there's going to be a couple of more videos coming out on that. So I'm looking forward to checking out what those videos are going to be like, what approach they took to it. I know they both said they put a lot of work into it. And I said, yep, I put a lot of work into mine too. There's a lot of information. Then you got everybody on both sides, the believers and the scientists all going at it, and all the ones that are being dishonest. And you got a lot of that in the mix, because I was watching SJ's stream today, and sure enough, You hear familiar names come up, and it's like, well, those are the ones that are, spreading the baloney, and that's the ones they're citing. And it's like, oh, of course they are, So, yeah, it's the Shroud of Turin, Tobin. It just won't go away. It's even the church basically has said they don't have problems with what the dating was done on it. They have no intentions of having it dated again. And the caretaker for the shroud said all these other claims that have come up of people saying that they've tested it with all these different methods are all unproven methods. They're just basically things they made up. Oh, I did a ABC test on it, and it says first century. And it's like, well, what's an ABC test? Oh, it's this thing we do. Nobody's ever heard of the ABC test. But they say, we tested it. Well, sure, if you make up your own test and you tested it, okay. But nothing has challenged the C14 dating on it. And the scientists that participated in the dating addressed a lot of the things coming from the believers that they did this wrong, they did that wrong, and all the things about the testing. And they put out another paper post all of that said, no, we followed all the protocols. Everything was done. The labs agreed with each other. The dates agreed with each other. There was no problems. So they like to leave out the follow-ups too. But yeah, if you like Turin, yeah, it won't go away. There's always something. Gary Habermas is always talking about it, and there's a couple others out there. They like to keep digging it up. Literally. And then you've got the face cloth too, which dates to a totally different time. So yeah, but nothing solid. Well, it looks like I'm bleeding everybody off. It's getting late. Unless somebody else got something interesting they want to come on and talk about, I'm going to wrap things up. Good seeing everybody. Tobin, good talking with you. As always, Deconverted Man, Al, everybody stopping through there. And John. I think everybody's over on everybody else's streams tonight, so that's all good. So everybody, you have a good one, and I'll see y'all later.